Plump is having a party today. Morning, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Vlogtober. It's actually been a very productive morning so far. Emrys and I took a lot of things to the dump today. Super exciting, I know, but with all of the ordering that we've needed to do for things like for the house and for baby and all these deliveries, they come with so much packaging, and although we do have waste and recycling here, our recycling bin with all of the cardboard and stuff has been so full, so we filled up the car and we drove everything down to the dump so that we could take everything and put it in the big recycling units, and that's all done now, so thank goodness. And I wanted to give you also a couple of updates on some projects that I've been working on, because I'm very excited about those as well. But yeah, it's difficult because, as you can probably tell, I'm already pretty knackered after just taking things down to the dump and just pottering around in the house and cleaning, and we've been sorting out the nursery, which is lovely. It's all coming together really, really well in there. There's still a couple of bits that I'd like to get, but to be honest, we're pretty much there now, which is kind of cool and exciting, and yeah, it's all feeling a bit, we're basically ready for this little person to arrive, so but anyway, I am going to I think put a little bit of makeup on. I think that will make me feel a bit more human, and then I'm going to show you some of the projects that I've been working on. I put makeup on and I feel fancy. It's amazing how a little bit of lipstick can make such a difference in terms of how you feel. I wanted to show you guys quickly a sneaky little project that I have been working on. It's technically not that sneaky because it's swatching, but the reason that it is sneaky is that I'm swatching for another blanket and I haven't finished the Cozy Memories blanket yet, which is the one that I want to get finished more than anything. But Cozy Memories blanket is nearly finished, so I thought, why not swatch for another blanket, which is the Vivid blanket by Tin Can Knits. And this is the one that I actually bought yarn for at the Knitting and Stitching show. And I just wanted to try it out and see how my gauge was looking with the needles that I purchased as well, because the pattern recommends that you use 4.5mm needles with a double knit yarn, and I find that I was like, that might be a bit too big because I'm not a very tight knitter. I'm a relatively relaxed knitter, but I made a couple of test squares and I think the pattern is awesome, but let me just show you so I can give you an idea of how I'm getting on. So these are the two kind of swatches, although they are just completed squares that I have made. This is the first one that I made. I'm going to stand up so that I can show you a proper view of this. This is the first one that I made, and this was on the 4.5mm needles. And although I do like how this looks, I think that the gauge was just a little bit too loose. I didn't really block this too aggressively, it was just gentle, and it just looks a little bit floppy, and I think that for this particular pattern design it works really well and it has slightly more structure to it. So that was the first one that I did, which I do really love. I am going to do all of the centres of the squares in different colours and then use this grey for the outside. This is the second one that I did, and this is most likely going to be the needle size that I use. I actually went down to a 3.5mm needle in order to do this, and I mostly did that because I thought that I was using a 4mm needle. Turned out that I was wrong, but I really, really love the definition of this. It's so much more kind of chunky and snuggly. This is a lot more airy and floaty, which is fine. But I think that for a double knit blanket, you want something that's got a little bit more body and chunk to it. And so this is the size of needle that I'm going for. I love how the mustard looks with the grey. And yeah, so once the Cozy Memories blanket is finished, I think I shall crack on and start making these squares, because it's constructed as individual squares, so it's a relatively small portable project. Then you block them all into the same size. Blocking is very important, they've specified in the pattern, and then you sew them all together to make a lovely blanket. I'm sure you all know the Vivid blanket, but yeah, I'm going down to 3.5mm needles, and I'm very happy with how this looks.
Look at that happy boy! Oh, he's a happy boy. He's a happy boy. He's gonna get a bath later. Don't know if he'll be such a happy boy then. You're a good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. Yeah.
Just got this amount of fluff out of the pooch with the Furminator, not sponsored. little miniature pug we have here, because somebody's getting a bath. Yes, they are. They're getting a bath because they're stinky. Emrys is energizing before the big event. It's a bath time, Roly. Roly, you can have a bath. Not sure. It's happening, Bubba. Sorry.
Rubber ducky, joy of toys. When I squeeze you, you make noise. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend, it's true.
Oh no!
You're gonna go in the BATH, Roly.
You've still got your scarf on.
I don't know why. We just got in.
Roly, it's bath time. I'm going in there. Here he goes. Oh, pudding.
Are you ready, Roly?
Oh, pudding. Good boy. Roly. He's so soggy. Oh, Bobby. You are a very good boy. Daddy's gonna dry you nicely with the towel. Yeah. Here he comes. Good boy. Oh, yay! Yay! Oh, good boy. Oh, he's gonna be so grumpy tonight. Oh, pudding. Behold the cozy memories blanket. Now, this is very exciting in terms of progress on this, because as you can see, it's looking very full of squares, and it's looking good, because I only need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares and it will be finished. 5 squares. I can definitely do that this evening. So this may be finished tonight, but I'm really loving how it's looking. This is the right side of it with all of the ridges, and it is my goal to get this finished this evening, and then that will be a massive whip that I have completed. It's very exciting. Woohoo! This dog is so grumpy. He's still a little bit damp because he has very thick fur. So, but look at the grumpiness of him. 1 square more. This is incredibly exciting. Look how excited Emrys is. Look how excited Roly is. square more. Da da da.
I did it! Yay! Okay, so I have some ends to weave in, a couple, but the final square is done. It's really late and I wanted to get this finished today, but I am calling it a night. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, this cozy memories journey. And I'm going to weave in the ends in the morning, and I will show you this properly in my next video. But oh, I'm so happy that it's done, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. But yeah, I can't wait to show it to you all finished with all the ends woven in. But for now, it is bedtime. I have a snoring pug next to me. It is way past his bedtime. So, night night, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.